Hello everyone. It's Tuesday night and I'm just at Bishopwearmouth Cemetery. I'm going to do a video in a ward of the cemetery that I've not done a video in. I've done bits on the outside but not in the centre of it. But that's a grand burial ground. Unfortunately, it's all fallen apart. If you look down there, you can see where the entrance was. This would be like a large brick grave with several members of the family or extended family buried there. And this is for sacred to the memory of Dorothy, the dearly beloved wife of Nicholas Corner Reed of Bishopwearmouth, solicitor. And then there's other members of the family, 2 surgeons. So a very fitting memorial for that particular family, but look at the size of it. Absolutely falling apart. Martin Loney, Esquire, Bishopwearmouth. Sadly, there is a headstone in there somewhere. I think it's there's Thomas or Robert Somerville there. Oh no, it's at the back. It's this one here. That is Thomas Somerville. The memorial is erected by public subscription. Look at that fine Celtic cross, absolutely stunning that. I think he was the first Labour MP in Sunderland. And this is members of the Shotton family. Look at that, in loving memory of Thomas, I think that's Thompson Shotton, son, who died at Bremerhaven. And then the Stephen Shotton, Master Maron, eldest son. And then there's also at the bottom, that Stephen Shotton is interred at Aden, and then Lieutenant Harold Shotton, Royal Naval Reserve, who died at Aberdeen. So that was a family of mariners. I was going to have a walk around this back here. I did a story called A Sunderland Sailor and a Weardale Girl, and that Weardale Girl was my nana, and he's actually mentioned on this headstone, which sadly is tipped over. It's his grandparents' headstone. It was William Eric Stark. He was a sailor who accidentally poisoned himself on the Queen Mary around 1949. Sunderland man, but he was a boyfriend of my nana, who was from Weardale in the early 1940s, late 1930s. Where do you start? There's loads here. I'll tell you what, I'll have a look. I'll just show you. It's not a video without an Edwin Smythe headstone. Now look at this for Alfred James Plummer. Another one of his fine mosaic headstones. Could do with a little clean. That'll be spotless if you give it a little clean. Hiya. Sorry? No. No, I'm just doing a video. Are you looking for it? Oh, right. There's not many people working here, just like the diggers and stuff like that. Yeah. That one. Are you after some one or?
No, just the ladder we bought the tree off was from the council.
Right. All right. Yeah, no worries. And look at this. Rabinia Rachel, beloved wife of Gustav Bloomquist, who died June the 27th, 1895. Aged 35 years. For her to die was gain. It's one way of looking at it. It's a great surname. Service. This is like a border section of the cemetery between these 2 paths. So this would have been a prime spot to have a grave. James Jack. There's a lot of Scottish surnames in this particular area, I've noticed. It's getting a bit dark and cloudy. Hope it's not going to rain. Look, Dewar, Nickel. And that one's erected by the teachers, scholars and friends of the Union Congregational Sunday School in grateful recognition of his many years' faithful service as a teacher and superintendent. And that, I think that's John Brime Longworth. That is spitting on. Might have to stop in a minute. The Scottish surname Cranston. There's one over here which is for a Norwegian gentleman who had an illustrious career. Argard, and if you did an A to Z of all the people buried in this cemetery, he'd be number one. Look at that. When he died at Cleveland Road, but a Norwegian gentleman, and he used to sell tea clippers. One was called I think they called the Sea Serpent, from like Hong Kong, Australia, back to England with tea. He was one of the last people to sail like tea clippers from Sunderland. But he married a lady called Jane Fenwick McFarlane, and she was the wife of Mr. Orgard. I think it was Ole something Argard. And there's M.M. Master Mariner. He died March the 30th, 1940. Look at that. Also John, and then Jane Fenwick, and then Morton, Kirill and Dolly, children of the above, who died in infancy. But he was at sea for something like 40 odd years. So you're a mixture of names there between the English and the Norwegian. John, Jane, and you've got Kirill. There's my surname there, Emerson, but with two M's. Just give you that view. Literally hundreds of headstones. Take your ages to look at them. Great surname, Bundred. I think that's from Norfolk, because there was a gentleman called Bundred buried at Sunderland Cemetery, who I think he was either an exciseman or like an early Coast Guarder, William Gascoigne Hume. And we've got members of the Bartram family. That must be from the shipbuilding family. Wiggins, Richley, Brewis, Walshaw, Applegarth. That's Margaret Jane, beloved wife of George R. Forster, who fell asleep. She's gone but one short step before to welcome us to Zion's shore. Masson, George Stewart Innes. Probably another Scottish surname. That one's sadly broken up, but you can see how they were joined on. They were placed on top of each other with holes where these metal spikes would join the bits all together. Jolliffe, Sinclair, Hazard, Wendell, Hoonham. Might be some more Edwin Smythe in here. There again, Ferguson. Fothergill, that's a great Westmoreland name. My 3 times great grandmother was a Fothergill. Infection. There's another Fothergill. Shearer, Ledger. Oh, I'll tell you what I'm going to show you. That's great, I love that name. That's another memory of Mary Agnes Christiana. She was a beloved wife of Joseph Dumble. Lots of great surnames in this section. but he's a great first name in loving memory of Diogenes, the beloved husband of Margaret Ann Mackay. He died December the 14th, 1899. What a great surname. It's reminding me now, this is a section which has got loads of great surnames. We've already seen a few of them. There's another great name. In loving memory of Charles Ninian, the beloved husband of Catherine Germain. And then look at this surname here. William Fortune. I think, if I remember, I think he was Scottish. And Cummerson and Nevin sounds Scottish to me. Look at that. In loving memory of David Shirrett, master mariner who died of yellow fever at Rio Janeiro. So they haven't got the D in it. March the 7th, 1894, age 56. South America was the graveyard for European sailors. Yellow fever was a type of disease or infection caused by a type of mosquito. And then look at this one. I love this one. I've seen this before actually. See, this is so much detail. In loving memory of my dear husband Thomas Thompson, born at Cullercrim, which is Enniskillen, December the 1st, 1859. He died at Sunderland, April 29th, 1904, aged 48 years. But also Elizabeth, wife of the above, born at Newcastle upon Tyne, February the 27th, 1816. She died at Torquay, December the 19th, 1947. In death they were not divided. So how much information you get for that was your family just off that one, that headstone. Oh, I can see some Smythe. See, I keep doing it all the time. And then another great surname, but this one's this is Charles Mellentin. He was a master mariner, and that surname is Prussian. He was a Prussian sailor who came to the town, and I think he died at Leamington Street, just off St Mark's Road, if I remember. That's another great surname. Look at that, Sample. I think that's Scottish as well. And then we've got Pride, great surname. And there's a couple more headstones I want to fit in, because when I've come back I've just remembered quite a few things in this particular section. There's Colburn, another Scottish surname. Fane, Thursfield, Brough. The one I remember, there is a Crimean War veteran who is buried in here somewhere, and there's a picture of him from the 1850s. That's another Edwin Smythe. See the mosaic form. Wiseman. I'll stand back if I can see if I can find it. I don't think it mentions Crimea on it, but it's in this section up here. I think I can see it. Probably got some of the most greatest collection of surnames in the whole cemetery around here. Bister, Loftus, Durand, Archibald. Must be a version of Archibald. I think he's over here somewhere, our war veteran. Gillespie, Peyton. Right. I can't even remember the soldier's name, but I'll know his grave if I see it. It's on this back somewhere. What was I saying about surnames? Peace. Peace, Sample, Pride, Service, Duckworth. Right, where's this bloody headstone? And there's another surname, Scarf, Edward. He was a police sergeant or inspector. Remember? Actually might be in the next ward. It's a while since I've had a look in this particular area. As members of the Robson family, also Stanley James, grandson of the above, accidentally killed in 1929 in his third year. Accidentally killed in his third year. Be a sad story there. Windle, Bourville, Collie, Benskin, I don't think I'm going to find it. Look at that, members of the Forbes family. Also, David W. Forbes, son of the above, killed in action at Gallipoli, just 21-year-old, in September 1915. Then another son killed in action at Ypres on October 21st, 1970, aged 30 years. So, sadly, 2 sons killed in the war. Oh, I think I've seen him. Better be quick, I haven't got long left on the video. Also, Christopher John Lawson, their son, died June the 29th, 1928 from injury received in the Dark Railway disaster, aged 41 years. That was a tragic event. A load of women from Hetton were killed when the train, I think, crashed outside Darlington Station. About 13 ladies killed on that. Skillicorn. Yes. John Thomas Welsh, who lost his life by enemy action while in command of SS Archer, October 2nd, 1918, aged 57 years. And then his son, who was killed by accident at South Hilton, 1929. Rattenbury. I'm disappointed that I couldn't find that Crimean War one. Crisp, another great surname. I will come back to it one day. Right, I better go. So thank you very much for watching the video. If you do like it, please give a like. If you want to, click on the subscribe. And I'll see you somewhere else next time. Bye.